Well, November is National Adoption Month, and our next guest is sharing her powerful story of adoption, healing, and faith in her new memoir, Beautifully Scarred. Joining us now from Dallas, Texas, is author Cami Joy. Cami, welcome to CFN Live.
Oh, thank you for having me. It is an honor to be here.
I'm so glad you're here, and especially during this month. And I just want to start right out with a dedication to the book. To your parents, Ray and Judy Thompson. You thank them for the gift of adoption. And as people read this book, you just find out, whoa, their wisdom, their faith, and how beautiful, they are. But you also share how beautiful your biological parents are too. This is so beautiful. Let's go back to when you were born in Guatemala.
Yes, I was born in the mountains of Guatemala, and I was born with a severe bilateral cleft lip and cleft palate. That's where you're born without a lip, and in the roof of your mouth, you have a hole. And that should have been where my story ended, but it didn't end there. In my memoir, Beautifully Scarred, I take the reader on a journey through survival, through overcoming, through adoption, and ultimately to redemption.
You said right then, which people may not realize, because your parents couldn't feed you. And your dad, you're 3 days old, he walks from the mountains down to Guatemala, correct?
Yes.
To find a way for you to survive. That's what I just love, the sacrifice that they made. And at that time, you really believe it's a beautiful story. If you could share just that God intervened right then and saved your life through adoption.
Yes, so when Jesus walked down the mountain to save my life, he walked into the hospital, and there the doctor took one look at me and he said, "I'm sorry, sir, but you don't have enough money for this procedure. And even if you did have the money, we wouldn't even know how to perform it." So Jesus, my biological father, walked out of the hospital and sat on the stairs, and he began to weep, to cry over my life, because he knew that I was going to die. And two men came up to him and asked him, "Sir, why are you crying?" And in between the sobs, Jesus lifted up the blanket. The two men saw the deformity, and they said, "There is hope." And they led Jesus and I to an orphanage called Casa Guatemala. And along the way, they gave Jesus money and some clothing. And once we arrived at the orphanage, Jesus turned around to thank the two men, and they were nowhere to be found. And even the lady of the orphanage said, "Jesus, you and Cami came alone." And I believe that this was a divine intervention over my life.
Wow.
Even angels, perhaps.
Even angels, and the book goes from there, how you are adopted by this American family, the Thompsons, and but it's so much more because, yes, being adopted by this beautiful family, but there was a lot of pain ahead because how many surgeries did you have to endure? And this is all about a lot of physical pain, but a lot of emotional pain too.
I've had over 23 surgeries. Some of them have been major, some of them have been minor. But the main goal in the surgeries was to make me look how I originally should have looked without the cleft. And, with adoption, I am a testament to saying that it was beautiful. I know adoption can be both beautiful and layered, but I just have so much love for the Thompsons and to my doctors who actually spoke life into me and over me.
And it's a beautiful, you say in here that you discovered that true healing doesn't erase scars. You're beautifully scarred because there are still scars on the outside, but also on the inside.
Scars, I have so many scars. I have about 23, more than 23 scars, lots of scars, but it was the internal scars, the wounds in my heart that took healing. But whenever I went back into the files and to the memories of all the wounds, it was there that I realized that Jesus had been with me the whole time. And it was there that I was able to see his beautiful scars and the healing that they had actually given me. And that a realization that, that the scar is an indication that healing has taken place.
We have to wrap up, but very quickly, anybody out there right now considering adoption, what would be your message to them?
I would say go for it. That I know fear is natural, but God's love is supernatural. You don't have to have it all figured out, but just give the Lord your yes. And I believe that he will walk with you every step of that journey. And
you are sharing your journey from birth until today. It is very personal. It is very beautiful. It is so full of faith. The book is beautifully scarred. And Cammie, anybody can go to your website to find out more. Just tell everybody about your website, please.
Yes, my website is cammiejoy.com. That's CAMEYJOY.com. There you can find my memoir and also a 5-day devotional from YouVersion.
Okay, Cammie, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It's been an honor.
More CFN Live after the break.